really Lilly's gain? Let's ask Guggenheim Managing Director and Pharma Analyst Fernandez. Seamus, thanks for coming back on. If one's winning, I don't want to say one's losing, but if one is doing better than the other, does that mean people are shifting their GLP-1 drug of choice?
Yeah, it's a great question, Brian. Look, I don't think that we're seeing a lot of market shifts just yet in terms of their drug of choice. We're seeing a huge market expansion in general occur. I think there's a lot of dynamics in play. I think last year we saw a lot of changes in terms of the preferred drug in market. So that really was Lilly's Mounjaro and Zepbound coming into the market very aggressively. Lilly told us that they have 1 million patients in Lilly Direct alone, and that's only a portion of the market. So, we really are seeing a patient preference, physician preference lean towards Mounjaro and Zepbound, in part because of the additional weight loss and the ease of, sort of the injection, weekly injection, and a lot of patients being satisfied by only, sort of a single titration step.
But Novo's Wegovy is now available in pill form. People like to take pills. They don't like needles. They don't want to stab themselves effectively. Is that pill form of Wegovy going to recoup any market share losses?
I mean, we definitely think that it has an opportunity to recoup market share losses, certainly up until the availability of Lilly's own oral pill, orforglipron. So that won't be the brand name drug of Lilly's oral pill, but that product under the FDA is in the FDA approval process right now. It's expected to be approved in the second quarter of this year. So Novo actually has some runway to really establish Wegovy pill in the market. And they mentioned this morning that they already have 130,000 patients on drug. It isn't, quite as visible to the market because not all of it is reported and out there. But what they've said is there's a lot going on in the cash pay market, driven by other companies like LifeMD, Ro, and there's availability of Wegovy pill predominantly in those channels.
David Ricks gave a great interview this morning. I wouldn't be surprised if it's part of the reason why the stock is doing so well. Seamus, he talked about, look, they have over 40% growth, revenue growth, right? Over 40% margins. And maybe only NVIDIA and Broadcom can top that in the entire market. So it's flirted with $1 trillion market cap. I don't know where it is now. It's at $1,000 or so. I mean, maybe a stock split is coming. And their patent exclusivity, he said, he thinks they have it until the quote-unquote late 2030s. So unless Novo or Pfizer or someone is able to come in and make inroads on this space, it's hard to see what stops this train.
Yeah, I think Lilly is definitely in rarefied air here. That is definitely one factor that is in play. Their pipeline is accelerating. They've got a number of assets that are moving into clinical trials more quickly than any competitor out there at this point. So I really think that, Lilly has established a leadership position with their existing portfolio. They have an incredible sort of runway from a patent estate perspective, and this kind of flywheel that they've built, with the incremental launches of additional products, satisfying other parts of the market, bringing in Lilly Direct to satisfy the cash pay patients. It really is something that is, I've never seen it in my career of 25 years following the pharmaceutical space.